Welcome to 7 Minutes to Business Success. My name is Darlene Zebell, and the topic for today's lesson is friendly fraud and how small business owners become the victims. What is friendly fraud? Friendly fraud is a process by which a customer knowingly files a credit card dispute, sometimes called a chargeback, on a sale or purchase that they made where they do not qualify for a refund. Now, this typically hits those businesses that sell to consumers. However, it can happen if you sell to other businesses. One of my attorneys confided in me that he was receiving credit card disputes from some of his clients where he had provided services. Friendly fraud numbers are constantly growing. There are over $50 billion in friendly fraud chargebacks in the year 2020. And industry analysts predict that that number will continue to grow. 86% of all chargebacks filed are now considered friendly fraud. And for every dollar charged back, the merchant pays $1.94 in fees to either accept the chargeback and or to defend themselves to try and win the chargeback back. And that cost is increasing at anywhere from $25 per chargeback to $100 per chargeback. Now, some industries are at higher risk for friendly fraud. I was selling travel and my ticket prices were quite high. And I was shocked at how many consumers actually filed chargebacks on trips that they had taken, or even filed chargebacks while they were on their vacation in beautiful Italy or other countries. And I was absolutely shocked that people were willing to do that, thinking that small business owners are not going to be able to defend themselves. So part of this process is you really have to maintain proof of all your customers' purchases, especially if you're selling online, over the phone, and what's called card not present, non-swiped cards. Friendly fraud chargebacks typically hit those industries that do not have brick and mortar. One of the biggest excuses that consumers were using to file the chargeback is that they didn't recognize the company or they didn't recognize the purchase. So make sure that the name of your business that your customer remembers, if it's, Acme Services, and their credit card statement shows that you filed their credit card under Zebra Industries, they're going to be confused and they're going to file a chargeback saying, I don't know who that is. So make sure all your documentation matches. And, in the defense that you have to go through on the chargeback process, you have to meet a certain deadline and certain conditions with your credit card processor to prove that you legitimately are owed this money from the customer. They're going to want proof of the sale. I had 3 different processes by which I proved the customer purchased travel from me. I had online terms and conditions that they agreed to. I had telephone recordings where they agreed to the purchase and understood what they were buying. And I also had mail where I physically did a snail mail, return receipt, signature required, and I mailed it to the billing card of the billing address of the credit card to prove that the customer knew that they were making this purchase. So the cost of your defense could be quite high, but if you plan during your consumer sales process to have all this documentation, you have a much better chance of winning the chargeback. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I did not win all of them. I lost a great percentage of them. So check with your attorneys on terms and conditions of your purchase. If people are agreeing online in terms and conditions, check with your attorney to make sure you have the proper verbiage on what your recourse is or what action you will take if your customer files a friendly fraud or some type of chargeback where they knowingly do not deserve the refund. And you need this because if you receive too many chargebacks, your credit card processor will shut you off. And in most cases, they shut me off by putting me on what's called 100% reserve, which means any sale that I processed through that credit card processor, they kept 100% of the money for at least 6 months. You can't operate a business unless you get paid. And so in many cases, you're going to have to seek other legal options. You may go to a small claims court if your customer is in the area. You may file other lawsuits using law firms. And in my case, I used collection agencies because my clients were all over the country. It's unfortunate that friendly fraud seems to be growing every year, and small business owners who sell directly to consumers are becoming the victims over and over again. I see this in so many chat rooms. People are just shocked. The food delivery business is a big target. This is happening more and more because of the pandemic, where so many businesses are now online, over the phone, and not face-to-face in brick and mortar. So as a small business owner, be prepared for friendly fraud chargebacks. Talk to your attorney when whoever legal process that you use for your business. Make sure you have all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted. So if, and I hope it never happens to you, if you become a victim of friendly fraud, you know what the process is to quickly try and retrieve your money back. So please, thank you again for joining me. I love all the comments and the emails I receive. You can send me some future questions. You can go to my website, sign up, do the contact box. Let me know what some of your business problems are, and I'll include them in future episodes of 7 Minutes to Business Success. Thanks again. Bye now.